saying my shoulder messed up, everyone. You know, so don't tell Canelo. You know, it may be the right, maybe the left, but it's both of them. I'm having problems with my shoulders.
I am concerned about him absorbing a Canelo punch, especially through the course of 12 rounds.
Is it something to worry about? Yes. Can it affect the fight? Absolutely. I just said how.
The boxing world has been thrown into turmoil following shocking reports that Terence Crawford may have suffered a major injury just days before his highly anticipated showdown with Canelo Álvarez. What was expected to be one of the biggest fights in recent history is now under a cloud of uncertainty. Fans, analysts, and fighters alike are questioning whether the bout should move forward or be postponed entirely. The news has set off a storm of reactions, with many insiders warning that this injury could change everything about the fight.
But word on the street is that Bud Crawford has hurt his shoulder or re-injured a shoulder that had been surgically repaired.
Former world champion and boxing analyst Tim Bradley weighed in with a fiery take on the situation. Known for his blunt honesty, Bradley criticized Crawford, suggesting the injury rumors sound like excuses before the biggest test of his career. He argued that great champions fight through adversity and questioned whether Crawford might already be looking for a way out. Bradley's remarks have only intensified the debate over whether the fight should continue.
For 100%. Crawford is 100%. If he ain't 100%, he 90%. He's still gonna fight. He's still gonna fight. That's just what it is. Forget that shoulder. Bro, this is what we signed up for. This is part of being a fighter. That's what it's part of. This is what you wanted. This is what you got. This is what comes with it. That's it. Stop making excuses. No team. Winner takes all on this.
Oscar de la Hoya highlighted the challenge Crawford faces by moving up in weight to battle a naturally strong and experienced super middleweight like Canelo. While praising Crawford's high ring IQ, slick movement, and technical skills, de la Hoya expressed doubts that these tools alone can offset Canelo's size, power, and relentless pressure. He predicted Canelo will gradually take control of the fight and either win a decision or score a late stoppage after wearing Crawford down.
You feel that Terence has a shot in beating Canelo Álvarez?
When I watched Terence Crawford get rattled and rocked by Yorkis Gamboa, who's a natural 30-pounder, it's going to be a huge problem when he gets hit by Canelo, who's a natural 175. So he fights at 175. He's fighting these big monsters. Yeah. He's not getting rattled at all.
No.
Berlanga's a big kid.
Yeah.
So it makes me think, I mean, how is Crawford going to keep him away for 12 rounds? Canelo's going to come at him hard. Right. But then again, I think about Crawford's abilities and his IQ and his footwork.
Boy Anthony, Executive Club, getting a fresh haircut. But just want to talk about Canelo. Crawford is coming up this weekend and everybody's excited. Here in Vegas, the electricity is in the air. So look, even though these guys are, combined almost 80 years old, it should be a good fight. And let me tell you why. Crawford is coming up 2 weight classes and he's coming off a year's layoff. So that's a huge advantage for Canelo. If Canelo forces his will on him, he'll probably be 190 pounds inside the ring on fight night. I give him a great shot in the 7th, 8th, 9th, 10th round to knock out Crawford. If he doesn't do that, then Crawford is gonna box his ears off. It might be another Mayweather versus Canelo. Remember when Mayweather was just schooling him and making him look silly? That can happen again this Saturday. So everything has to be perfect for Crawford. He has to use his footwork. He has to use his speed, his combinations, his ring IQ. He has to stay disciplined. And Canelo, all he has to do is take Crawford's punches, but he cannot be comfortable inside the ring.
Popular commentator Showbiz the Adult addressed the injury rumors, urging fans not to overreact. He noted that such speculation often surfaces before major fights as a way to build drama or plant excuses in case of a loss. While acknowledging that Crawford's age, long layoff, and recent training setbacks might fuel the speculation, Showbiz stressed that there's no hard evidence proving the injury is serious enough to derail the event.
From this side of my mouth, is it something to worry about? Yes. Can it affect the fight? Absolutely. I just said how, right? Absolutely it can. Especially when you're packing on extra muscle, your shoulders get heavy anyway. when your shoulders are overdeveloped and you packing muscle on. And if you have a shoulder injury, it would affect you, okay? I mean, I'm one of those people. It is what it is. I say it all the time, bro. It is what it is, all right? These are human beings. They're real people. If you have an injury, it will affect you 100%. These aren't robots. This ain't a damn cartoon. It's not a movie. It's real life, all right? A lot of you guys got issues now physically. You throw you in a ring, you'll be like, yo, my back was killing me. You know what I'm saying? But with that said,
Shawn Porter, who faced Crawford in 2021, expressed concern about how Crawford will handle Canelo's power over 12 rounds at super middleweight. Porter warned that Canelo, as the naturally bigger man, will likely look to break Crawford down early with heavy shots. While praising Crawford's ring IQ, Porter cautioned that constant pressure from a stronger opponent can be dangerous.
The others say, like, no, that's 2 more weight classes. Like, once he gets touched by Canelo, it's going to be different.
I am concerned about him absorbing a Canelo punch, especially through the course of 12 rounds. We do know this about Canelo. He's going to slow down, so I think if anything, Canelo would try to start fast and bang on him and break him down before it gets later, and he's still got that kind of steam. But, there's so many components that make a champion. There's so many components that make a great, a legend. It's just so much to go into. It's a conversation that lasts an hour easily when we talk about all of the components that Terence Crawford has, all of the components that Canelo has, and how we find how they even out and who trumps one another, you know what I mean? We tried to do that with Errol Spence and Terence Crawford, and we see how that panned out, you know what I mean? So
Crawford himself has flatly denied all injury rumors. Speaking at a media event in Las Vegas, he dismissed the talk as fabricated antics and even moved his arms around freely to prove he is healthy. He insisted that his training camp has been focused and disciplined, that he's at his natural weight, and that nothing is preventing him from being fully prepared for the biggest fight of his career.
There's rumors that you've got a shoulder injury. Do you have a shoulder injury, or is that just rubbish?
Where I got a shoulder injury, I don't know. I think people coming up with their own, antics. Terence Crawford got a shoulder injury. Terence Crawford out of shape. Terence Crawford slow. Terence Crawford. They coming up with all kinds of stuff.
Are you feeling a difference in power now you've moved up and you're at your natural weight?
Of course. Power is definitely what I'm coming with. So that's not any worries that I ever had.
Crawford's jabs don't even miss. Canelo's punches come like a brick. Both got a bag full of tricks. They must eat their way to fix. Don't come at me, you'll get this. You lanky streak and piss. Don't pull your broken, you sis. Go chill and watch Netflix cause of big guns in a mix.
Still, many critics remain unconvinced. They point to circulating photos showing apparent swelling in Crawford's left shoulder, arguing that he might be hiding the truth to avoid giving Canelo a psychological advantage. Skeptics also note that Crawford, now 37 and coming off over a year of inactivity, may not recover from even minor injuries as easily as before, which could impact his performance.
Totally debunked this shit. He said that he has no shoulder injury, but at the same time, bro, you can't expect Terence Crawford to come out here right before the fight, if he is injured, that is, and say like, no, yeah, my shoulder is injured. Of course he's not gonna do that shit, right? So he has to deny it. So Terence Crawford denying that he has a shoulder injury, it doesn't really mean shit to me. But how true this is, we're gonna hear the truth about this shoulder injury after the fight. This is probably when, if Terence Crawford loses, you're probably gonna hear that, yeah, my shoulder was injured, this and that, just the list of excuses, it just keeps piling up with this guy, or not with him. I'm not saying Terence Crawford is using these excuses.
Crawford has also addressed questions about his legacy, firmly stating that his resume speaks for itself. He highlighted his undefeated record, titles in multiple divisions, and dominant victory over Errol Spence Jr., dismissing claims that moving up in weight should undermine his credibility as a pound-for-pound great.
But, some people say that you've not faced the level of power and precision to the body that Canelo brings, that he's different. Do you think he brings anything different to the table that you haven't seen?
Well, they always say that, They say that with Spence. He's a body snatcher. He's going to break my ribs and so forth. We shall see.
How do you want people to remember this performance when it's all said and over? What's the headline the next day?
Listen, they're gonna come up with their own analogy, All I know is they're going to be saying Terence Crawford was spectacular September 13th.
Fans have been stunned by Crawford's physical transformation leading up to this fight. He has bulked up significantly, adding muscle and moving up 2 weight classes to take on Canelo at super middleweight.
Hi again, Coach. They say that Crawford got injured, and then is that true? What people say that? 100%. He's ready for the fight for this Saturday. You gotta say that in the news, right? In the news. You got it. Thank you very much.
Canelo, what did you think about the picture of Crawford? And he's looking pretty muscular. What do you think about that?
I think it's good because we see he prepared himself really well, and you expect a really good fight. So,
thank you.
Despite the added size, Crawford has maintained a lean, athletic frame, suggesting that his team has managed to increase strength without sacrificing speed or mobility. Many observers are calling this the most imposing version of Crawford we've ever seen.
It's been good. It's been good, and this is the biggest fight in the last 10 years.
What do you make of Terence Crawford's shape? He posted that photo with the six-pack. How do you think he's handling the weight?
This is the fight, the biggest fight for them, and they will be ready 100%, both of them.
Thank you very much.
Meanwhile, some analysts believe Canelo hasn't looked as sharp in recent fights. Critics point to a drop in activity, fewer combinations, and less urgency in the later rounds. They argue that age and past hand injuries may have slowed him down, forcing him to rely more on experience than explosiveness.
Right now. Well, you guys got to keep this in mind, right? So everybody that's out here saying like, oh no, Bud is looking bigger than Canelo, and this and that, right? You guys got to keep in mind that Canelo is doing his usual weight cut. Canelo, did you guys see the footage of Canelo arriving on his private jet and where he got off of the stairs and shit, right? And he looked like he was kind of drunk. He looked like kind of crackhead-ish, right?
we are ready here in Vegas, ready for Saturday, September 13th. Thanks, Ryan Season and Turkey Al-Ashim. We're ready.
He looked off. But then I really paid attention, and that's because he's cutting weight, bro. Canelo looks like that because he's cutting weight. I'm not gonna say he's weight trained or nothing like that, but he's struggling, bro. You could see the shit in his face and all of that. Pay close attention, bro. A lot of people are thinking that he was drunk when he got off of that plane, but I don't think it was that, bro. I just think that it's that weight.
Chicago-based fighter Kenneth Sims, a longtime sparring partner of Crawford, shared a story about their early sessions. He recalled how Crawford immediately set a punishing pace, using superior timing and adaptability to dominate nearly every round. Even today, Sims admits that whenever they train together, Crawford still gets the better of him, a testament to his elite level of skill.
Did Terence Crawford beat you up in sparring? Because a lot of people have told me, even Shakur told me that Bud has beaten me up in sparring before. Like
the first time we sparred, he beat my ass.
Yo, why does this nigga do? Bud be like trying to beat up niggas for real in sparring.
Yeah, he beat my ass the first time we sparred. Nah, but that was before we went to camp together. So that was Bud, his baby mom, she from Chicago, so he come up here and he had called me whenever he come up here, be like, yo, what you doing? So this was I was like 19, 20 years old. He called me, bro. I said, I ain't doing nothing. I said, you got your shit?
You know, Bud competitive. You know he gonna be.
He said, yeah. I said, come to the gym.
Right.
I did alright, but he whooped me. But I did alright.
Yeah.
But when we was in camp with for the camp with Amir Khan camp, it was great work. It's like boxing. You have your days. You have his days. Good. It was fun.
The consensus among boxing analysts leans slightly toward Crawford edging out a narrow decision win. They believe his unbeaten record, high fight IQ, and mobility will allow him to outmaneuver Canelo, especially in the later rounds. Still, they acknowledge that Canelo's size, strength, and experience at super middleweight could cause problems early, possibly even swinging some middle rounds in his favor before Crawford's movement and stamina take over.
Canelo. I hope Crawford beats the shit out of him. Really? No, I'll tell you like this, I mean, the weight division thing, but I hope Crawford beats the shit out of him.
But trust me, Crawford will figure out a way. I know a secret y'all don't know, and I ain't gonna tell you why I would pick Terence Crawford, but it's part of the secret is the reason why I'm picking him to win the fight. So.
Obviously, Crawford's a great fighter, Canelo's a great fighter, but I just think that this has more hype around it, and you know, we just saw them come off of some boring ass fights, and they're probably just gonna sit there and dance for 12 rounds.
Who is Canelo? What Canelo is going to show up? The Canelo who's looking to cash a big check, or the Canelo that really wants to fight like a fighter?
At the seams, you got to pick a side. I'm going with Crawford. I'm here to support Crawford. He just signed up to do what everybody thought that he wasn't trying to be, a generational talent.
What do you think? Is Crawford truly injured and hiding it, or are these just mind games designed to add drama to the fight? Share your thoughts in the comments below.